Good morning and happy Earth Day. Today is April the 22nd and every year that is Earth Day. But first of all, let's do our hello song. Are you ready? Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. Hola, 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 ¿y cómo estás? Muy bien, espero tú también. Shake hands, shake hands, shake hands next to you. Shake hands, and say how do you do? How do you do? Okay, so every April the 22nd, it is Earth Day. And on Earth Day, we think of things on how we can help the Earth, how we can help the environment. And the first Earth Day was actually in 1970. So that was 50 years ago. And it started in the United States. And then 20 years later, in 1990, it went global. So Earth Day is now celebrated throughout the world in probably over 190 countries. So let's think of some ways in which we can help, that you yourself can help. Okay, first of all, happy Earth Day. And let's see. There is something called the 3 R's, and that is reduce, reuse, recycle. Now, reduce, what does that mean? That means using less of something. So, for example, you could not use so much toilet paper, or you could use less towel paper. Like when we go and wash our hands before snack, you can use 1 towel instead of 3 or 4 paper towels. Okay, so it's how could you use something that you use every day, but use it a little less. Just save on it. Okay, the next thing is reuse. So what does that mean? That means using things that you can use again and again and again. It's not just something that you use once and then throw away. So for example, reusing is, here is a shopping bag. So whenever you go to the shop, you could always use the same bag again and again instead of using the plastic bags or the paper bags in the shop. You can use a reusable bag. Something else that I have, this is a very old biscuit tin, cookie tin. And what I use it for now is I keep all my bulldog clips in and staples and paper clips, all kinds of things. Instead of throwing it away or just getting a packet of cookies, reusing my cookie tin. And one other way is, this is my lunch bag. So instead of using small little sandwich boxes or sandwich plastic bags, I use these little containers and I use them every day. So I use those instead of putting something in a plastic or paper bag that I then just use and throw away. I use these and wash them when I come home in the evening, and I have my own little lunch bag I use every day. So that is using it again and again and again. And then the last one is recycle. And recycle is when you take something that has been used and you make it into something else. change it, you reprocess it, change it. So for example, we have plastic bottles, and these plastic bottles actually made this bag. This bag is made out of plastic bottles. Let's see what else we've got. We have glass. Here's glass. And glass can be made into other glasses. So this is kind of cool. So you use this once and it makes it into something that you can reuse. So you recycle and reuse. And then the last one that I think is pretty cool is, here's a magazine, right? This is all beautiful, shiny papers, pictures of horses. And this magazines get recycled to make beads. All of this long string of beads. It's a necklace. And these are made from magazines, rolled up magazines. So they've recycled that. Now the other thing is, remember, this was an activity that I put out this week. And this, you are recycling old envelopes and pieces of paper and bits of magazine. So like an old envelope like this, you can tear it up, you can recycle it into an art project. So that's recycling. So what are other ways that you can help the environment, help the earth? You can recycle and reuse the amount of water that you use. Okay, so one of the things you can do with water is not use quite so much. So if you're brushing your teeth, you can turn the tap off. You can have a shorter shower. There are different ways that you can save on water. You can not have your hose on in the garden for quite so long. Now another way, what we use in our garden is we collect rainwater, and we have what is called a rain barrel or a water barrel. And in this is our actual rain barrel. And what happens, the rain comes down, it goes into the gutter, and then it goes, we have an addition to our gutter, and the water goes straight from the gutters into our rain barrel. And then we have a hose that is attached to that, and then we can reuse the water to water our garden, water our plants, so we don't have to use as much water from the mains on the hose. Another thing that you can do, this is called composting. And what it is you take all your old scraps from the kitchen that have come from vegetables and fruit, and you put it in a barrel, and over 6 months to a year, slowly, all the little bugs and things, they break down the material and it makes beautiful soil. So this here is our compost, and we put all the vegetable matter at the top, and then out from here at the bottom we can get our soil. So this is where it's open. All this eventually, quite hard to see, becomes this. This is soil. So I went into my kitchen And I thought, from what we ate yesterday, what could we make into compost? And I found bits of onion skin, old banana peel. Now bananas are quite tough to break down, so you chop them up. Coffee grounds. I got a tea bag. I got some, what do you call those? Carrot peel. Tops of peppers. Tops and ends of celery. Asparagus. Little bits of orange peel. And an eggshell. Now eggshells you need to wash out first before you put them in your compost. And here you can put weeds, anything that you pull up from the garden you can put into your compost. So look at all of this, and 6 months to a year later it becomes this. I got this out of my compost bin this morning. It becomes this beautiful, beautiful earth. It's kind of like magic, really. It is incredible. It turns into this. Now, then what you can do is you can use that to grow plants in. So here are some of my chives that I've grown using this compost. And these are beautiful weeds that are currently in my herb garden. And when it gets to about May, I start planting herbs. Weed it out and start planting herbs. But I can use my compost in here. And if you look at my herb garden, you see how it's this big table? This actually used to be Mariella's treehouse. We built the treehouse for her, and then when she finally got too old for it, we took it down and we built this herb garden out of all the wood planks from the treehouse. So this is reusing in a way, and also recycling using same materials. Now, what are other things you can do? This, you can save energy. And energy is what's used to heat your house. It's what's used to run all your devices like computers and phones and lights. And we can do things to save energy. So if there is a room that you are not in, you can switch the light off. You can switch the light off in any room that you are not in. That will save energy. If you are not using something, you can unplug it. It doesn't have to be plugged in all the time. If everything is fully charged, you can still unplug it. And then one other one that we do here is you can actually bring down the temperature that you heat your house. So what we decided was in the winter we would bring the temperature down, and instead of wearing t-shirts around the house, we'd put on socks and sweaters. And sometimes we need blankets. But we thought that we would reduce the temperature in the house by a couple of degrees and just wear more clothes in the winter so we don't heat it up quite so much. Now, other ways, this is a very easy one. You can always throw your litter away. And even if you see litter on the street and you haven't dropped it yourself, it's not about who dropped it, it's about where it's going to end up. So you can always pick up any litter that you see. It doesn't have to be what you have used yourself. And if there's no litter box around or litter bin, then just take it home with you and throw it away at home, so we can make sure that we keep everything where it should be. Okay? And then lastly, if you're just going to the library or you're going to buy a few things at a store, instead of taking your car, you can cycle or walk. You don't have to take the car for short journeys. It's good to cycle or to walk, and that's good for your health as well as being good for the earth. So those are some fun ways in which you can help the earth. And although it is Earth Day today, actually every day is when we should be helping the earth. So there are lots of little things that we can do that if everybody does it, then it becomes a big thing and we can all make the earth a good place. Now, thinking of earth, I'm wondering, how did our plants do, the ones that we planted? So let's have a look. I have my chart here. So April 7th, we planted. The first week was April the 14th, and nothing has happened with the lemon pips. The garlic clove has started to sprout. Nothing has happened with the avocado. The potato kind of started to smell not too good. And the carrot looked pretty sad. So let's see what happened the second week, which is 21st of April, which is yesterday. I went and checked. Still nothing with the lemon pips. The garlic, the little shoot has got a little bigger. Still nothing with the avocado. The potato is just a soggy, rotten mass, so that didn't work out at all, but that's okay. This is science. This is science. We observe. So that method did not work with the potato. And the carrots as well, although they were watered, they still became kind of like little shriveled thing, dried. They dried up. They did not sprout at all. So let's let me show you the garlic. The garlic sprout. Let's see. So here you can just about see, hopefully, the little sprout that's come through with the garlic. It started off small and now I think it's beginning to take off. It's growing a little more, and then in the end I think this should have straight leaves, so we'll see what happens in another week. And then here kind of not so good. Little shriveled up carrots didn't really work. But again, that is okay because we are observing and seeing what happens. Now, I found what I thought was a good book for Earth Day, and it's about a shape, and the shape is a spiral. So if you look at the front cover of this book, it shows a snail, and a snail, this is the shape, it's a spiral. And what a spiral is, it starts at a center point and then it comes out in coils from the center point. And there are a lot of spirals in nature. So here you can see as the fern, if you looked at my, if you're looking at my spring watch document that I have, you can see that the ferns so far are like here. They're at this stage and they are going, so they are beautiful spirals. And the description they have in the back about a spiral is, it says, spirals occur over and over in nature because they work well in so many ways. A spiral is a shape that curls around a center point. So here's the center point, means the middle, and it's curling around. It says spirals can be snuggly. It says chipmunks and snakes and other animals curl up in spirals when sleeping or hibernate. This helps them snuggle into cozy burrows and conserve body heat. It says it is a growing shape. It forms a sturdy home, curling itself around as it grows. For example, a fern. So here is our fern. It says it's a strong shape. So a hedgehog or an armadillo, when it's threatened, they roll up into a tight ball, and it is very difficult for a predator to get to them. They are clever. Spirals are clever. Butterflies have a proboscis, which is a long tongue, and it curls up when it's in its mouth, and then it shoots out. And it is also able to use it, uncurl it, and dip into nectar. Spiders use spirals in a way for their webs. It makes them strong. It also says they're beautiful. Many flowers have spirals in them. And they also move. Ocean waves are formed by wind working on water. They grow taller and taller, and they begin to curl over, and they make what's called breaking waves. So let's have a look now at the book. Here you see, these are all places in nature where you can see spirals. So we have shells, snails, whoops, no, that's a snake, seahorse. Look at the elephant. He can curl his trunk round and carry something. This is a spiral. All different ways in which we can see spirals. Swirl by Swirl, Spirals in Nature, written by Joyce Sidman and illustrated by Beth Cromes. So let's have a look. A spiral is a snuggling shape. It fits neatly in small places, coiled tight, warm and safe. It waits. So here are all the animals hibernating. All curled up. It waits for a chance to expand. Look, when they wake up, they all stretch out. The animals have woken up, they've stretched out. A spiral is a growing shape. It starts small and then it gets bigger and bigger. So shells grow. See, they start at the beginning and then over time they get bigger. It unwraps itself, one soft curl at a time. So here's the fern. Remember, our fern is currently like this. Spiral is a strong shape. Its outer curves protect what's inside. Here's the little hedgehog. It knows how to defend itself. So they can be strong. These horns are strong. A spiral can reach out to and explore the world. it winds round and round. So look, the little seahorse uses its tail curled up to hold onto something. The octopus reaches around to feel. Those are spirals. It clings on tight, grasps what it needs, and it never has trouble holding on. So look, there's the elephant using its trunk, curling it up into a spiral. Here's the monkey, he can swing with his tail. The spiral is a clever shape. It is graceful and strong. So here's the proboscis from the butterfly. And here his is curled up, and here his is out, nectar. And then here is the spider's web, going round and round. It is bold. Look at those beautiful waves. They come crashing on the shore. I grew up by the sea. Waves are strong and beautiful. And here it says spirals are beautiful. You see all the different kinds of flowers that have spirals? You've got your sunflower, a rose, another rose, a dahlia. These are all different kinds of spirals that you see in nature. And look, if you have if you have a plant that's a climbing plant, it puts out what's called tendrils, and they cling onto something to climb up. The spiral moves, it swirls through water, gathering bubbles. Now this is what is called a whirlpool. It twists through the air with clouds on its tail. So look, we have this is called a funnel tornado. Sometimes you can see these on the lake. They come out on Lake Michigan. So look, it's a spiral. And other tornadoes move in a spiral, don't they? It stretches out starry arms through space, spinning and sparkling, forever expanding. Or it curls up neat and small, warm and safe. A spiral is a snuggling shape. There we go, the picture again. All the different spirals that you can see in nature. So, nature is pretty wonderful and has some amazing things in it. So, I hope you have a good Earth Day today, and think of some ways in which you can help the earth, whether it's recycling something, reusing it, or just using a little bit less of what you have. And look around for spirals. You never know where you may see them. Okay? Well, have like I said, have a great Earth Day, and we'll see you tomorrow.